Robert, go on a headset for me. Good morning, family. It's good to be with you this morning. Welcome in the room and welcome online. Wherever you are, we are right there for you. So make yourself known in the chat if you're online, and just know that you're welcome here. Good morning. to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Every hand I shake, every embrace, every thought I think, flow through me. Every word I say, every night and day, I want to be an expression of your unfolding love. Every decision, through the confusion, flow through me. Mother, Father, God, I open my eyes. Let your Spirit flow through me. Let it lead the way. I'm not worried, 'cause as I know, I believe, so it is. When I wake up in the morning, go by my day, I'm not worried. Let me touch somebody, let me love somebody, flow through me. As I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Amen. This row is filled with some beautiful people. These hearts are just full, flowing. It's so good to be with you. Put your hands together. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning. Here's your chance to be involved with the music. If you hear the lyric and it just washes over you and you feel so inclined to sing along, you are welcome to. Here it is. The music of Gary Linford and Guru Singh. Guru Singh. Her words. To be confident that the infinite will take care of it. We're so fortunate to be confident that the infinite will take care of it. We're so fortunate to be confident that the infinite will take care of it. We're so fortunate to be confident that the infinite will take care of it. We're so fortunate, join me, to be confident that the infinite will take care of it. We're so fortunate to be confident that the infinite will take care of it. We're so fortunate. days we're gonna cross this earthly ocean. We learn our lessons from the sun. It falls equally on everyone. To be confident that the infinite will take care of it. We're so fortunate to be confident that the infinite will take care of it. Amen. We're so fortunate. The sun don't shine, we learn it from the rain. It falls equally on everyone the same. When the sun don't shine, we learn it from the rain. It falls equally on everyone the same. Cause I got everything. I got everything I need. Yet I need nothing. Cause I got everything. I got everything I need. Yet I need nothing. Cause I got everything. I got everything I need. Hey Lee, good morning. I need nothing. I got everything. I got everything I need. Yeah, I need nothing. Cause I got everything. I got everything I need. Yet I need nothing. I got everything. That's right. Everything. So it is. Everybody doing? Yes, good morning. I feel you. I feel you. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. How about joy is my source? My source. Joy is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything. Sing to one another. Come on now. Look in this room. And, woo, I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything. Oh, we're feeling good. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Just get your groove on. Just get your groove on. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything. Sing from your heart, baby, come on now. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks all my blessings. God gives me everything. everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything. One for the group at home. God gives me everything I need. Yeah. Yeah, that's for the group at home. Welcome. Good morning. That's right. That's right. It's all on Penelope this morning. I hear you. Please continue as we sing our opening song. Let's do this again. We have opened with music, but this is a special song written just for us. And I invite you to continue standing and join with us on You Are Welcome Here, because there is a place in my heart just for you. There we go. There is a space in my heart where I can find the truth. I find me and you, a truth beyond what you may see now. When we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Come on now. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. Be who you are. Let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. See with new eyes, alive and unfold. Embrace, let go. Trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we can ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. Be who you are. Let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Thank you so much. Please be seated.
Good morning, everyone. And we're going to do it like we do it in the islands. Morning, everybody. All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ifesina Chinana. My pronouns are she and her. I proudly serve as a practitioner at the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. We are a center that educates and engages the seeker on their spiritual path. As a member of the global movement Centers for Spiritual Living, our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. Whether it's your first time, you're watching from home, or you're a member, SLCA is where you belong. It's a great place to belong. For more information about today's services and ways to connect during the week, please take a moment to scan the QR code found either on the back of your seat, in front of you, or the one displayed on our monitor. We are grateful for your presence this morning. And I'm trapped right here, okay.
Good morning, good morning. Oh, it's good to be together this morning. I'm David Alexander, spiritual director here. Happy Pride weekend to everybody. Yeah, amen. We've got a booth out there at the Pride Festival, and several people here have been out there volunteering and working the booth, and several of our members are probably out there today as well, so we're excited about that. My pronouns are he and his, and today we are continuing our series on prosperity. We're talking about prosperity, financial abundance, the flow of abundance in the universe all month long. And today I want to talk about flow and how we each serve as an outlet for that universal power and presence. And so the affirmation today is this: I am an outlet of universal abundance, and I now let the universal abundance flow freely in my life. Let's take a deep breath. And let's say that together. I am an outlet of universal abundance. I now let the universal abundance flow freely in my life. And so it is. Let's have a great day together. Good morning. Glad you're here.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. Amen. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
It's me again. And this is one of the wonderful parts of our service. We're going to do the affirmative prayer. I will do it in first person. And just know that if it's the truth for me, it's the truth for all of us. So you're free to take any of my words and make them your own, anything that resonates. So let's just focus. You know, if the stove was left on by now, the fire department is taking care of it. So you're here, and we're going to take care of this part here. And just know this with me, please. Take a deep breath. I know that I know this. There is one God, one energy, one source, many names. I choose to call it God, Mother, Father, God. And you're free to use whatever name resonates for you. This one God is everywhere. There is no place that it is not. Wherever I travel, wherever I stand, it is there. I have my being, my coming, and my going in it. I can never be separated from this spiritual power. I use the mind of spirit to plan, to be, to enjoy, to love, and to just be fully present in this life. It is abundant. It is just so full of miracles and blessings and opportunities to connect. And I know this. And when I know this, the way that I show up is I show up to be the answer to the question, to be the answer to what is needed, to serve, to love, to be joyful, to be a support, to be a comfort, to be a disturber when needed. but just to be and to be full. Because life is good, it is full, it is just replete with so much. God did not create one of anything. So there is great abundance. And much is given, much is expected. And I step up to that role. I step up to be the best, the biggest, to let my life be one where I transform the things that come, and I take them from pain and sorrow, and I look for the joy within. I look for the lesson. I look for the opportunity to grow. I am a transcender, not a victim. And I transcend the things that have come in my life, and I bless them each, and I thank them each, because each one of them has made me who I am today in this moment. And I know that in all of my trials and in all that I do and all that I am a daughter of the universe. And the universe conspires to say yes in my life, even when I'm not even sure. I have learned that the impossible with spirit, it just takes a little while. And so I am willing to let go, let God, and to trust. God is so good. Good in so many ways. And we get the goodness. It rains on the just and the unjust, so we get it all. Knowing this, I'm just grateful. Grateful to be alive, grateful to wake up every day that I have. Grateful to be on this side of the living. Grateful for this center and its teachings. Grateful for our senior pastor, spiritual director, and his untiring work. David is just everywhere. He is full of energy, and we continue to pray for his good health and his well-being, as well as for our own good health and well-being. I'm grateful for the musicians, Penelope. I'm grateful for the music. I'm grateful for all that goes in to preparing this space so that when we show up on Sunday, it is comfortable, it is clean, it is well lit, it is welcoming. And I know that there are countless people who do that, who play that role during the week, and I'm grateful for all of them. I'm grateful for every person within the sound of my voice. I'm grateful for the people who come into the center. I'm grateful for the classes, the education. I give thanks for it all. And I give thanks for this being a place where I can come and belong and to be me, without apology, without any explanation, but just be welcome. These words are already empowered. They've already gone out to do what they are created to do. And I know this because God walks ahead of me and already knows what I need. And so really all I have to do is say thank you. And if you agree, please join me as we affirm this together. And so it is. Thank you.
With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. As I open and allow, I know right here and now, I create a world where wonders never cease. With every prayer, I breathe the heart of God. I breathe the love of God through me. Stop it. Stop it. That happened last time. This is so complicated at times. So I get up really early in the morning. How about you? Oh, some of you don't. This is for you. Come on now. There you go. Another one of these mornings. Okay, so hold on. I got to get this right. This is just not, it's kind of, she's got her own little world going on right here. Yeah. I'm a closet case guitar player. What can I say? There we go. Another one of these mornings. I'm trying to get myself out of bed. Yeah. Come on, be honest with me. Put your hands together. Help me out here. All my good intentions are rolling, rolling, rolling round my head. And I say, get in gear, honey. I don't want to hear it. Get out the door, put your feet on the floor, and just show up. Take your sweet time. You don't always have to be the first one in line. Show up, let it be. Just show up. Yes, just show up. It might be as simple as just getting out the way. A sweet invitation to be willing every day. Maybe I don't have to push so hard. One breath at a time, straight from the heart, and show up. Take your sweet time. Have to be the first one in line. Show up, let it be, and just show up. Cause I'm an Aries and I like to be first in line, so this is good for me too, man. Show up, that's what we want for you. You never know what can happen. Never know what might be. If I make room for a miracle to show up in me. Your sweet time. Don't always have to be the first one in line. Show up, let it be. And just let it be. Yes, Rev D. Come on and save me here.
Just
Blues in the
show
morning.
up. Just show up.
It's Saturday
I love
night
it.
somewhere. It's Saturday night somewhere.
Give some love for Penelope for showing up week in and week out. I love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I forgot to introduce this lovely group of ladies we have here from Macon this morning. Welcome. Wave your hands, Macon crew. All right. All right. Now, you guys belong to an official group, or you just watch online? What's the deal here? Who's the leader? They all pointed in the same direction. That's a good thing. Unity Center of Georgia in Macon. I dragged her from Woodstock, and y'all came up to be with us this morning. Thank you so much. We're glad you're here today. It's wonderful, wonderful. And I noticed we got Lee Valentine in the house this morning as well. Hi, Lee. Good to see you. I'll give him a chance to think if you got anything you want to say on behalf of the member council. Lee is co-chair of the member council for all of Centers for Spiritual Living. So we have a minister's council, a practitioner council, and a member council, which means the general members of the congregations. So he represents that body. And so if you don't know what that is or you want to know more, this is the guy to talk to, and he's here today. Victoria is on our practitioner council, Victoria Peoples, and they can't seem to get rid of me, but I'm still on the leadership council. So we're well represented in the collective organization. Yeah. Thank you. You want to know what the future looks like? I got a glimpse of it this morning, driving in with my son this morning. I'm driving along, and William said, "Daddy, do you upcycle?" Right, I had a 5-year-old, in case you don't know, he's 5. I said, "What is that?" He said, "Do you know what upcycling is?" I said, "No, tell me." He says, "Well, upcycling," yes, he went into his professorial voice, "upcycling, Daddy, is when you take something that you previously owned, like a T-shirt." Honest to God, this is word for word what he said. He said, but you like the image you like the photo on the T-shirt, so you cut it out, and then you put it on a sweater or some sort. Word for word, that's what he said, a sweater or some sort. And then you've got a new thing, instead of just throwing your clothes away. It's not recycling, it's upcycling. I said, "Oh, well, that sounds really cool. I have not done that." I said, "No, where did you," and I expected like they're in school learning about, recycling or something else in the environment or whatnot. I said, "Where did you learn that?" He said, "Oh, I did it on the metaverse." I don't even know what that means, but I just want you all to know that he's already upcycling in the metaverse. That's where we're going. That's connected to nothing that I have to share today. I just thought I'd give you a glimpse of the future, where we're all headed. So today we're going to talk about the flow of the universe and how we can be more in touch with the abundance and the flow. And maybe it does have something to do with what I had to say, because maybe it's about that energy of upcycling and being in that flow. We live in this infinite universe of abundance, as we established last week, that has more than enough within it, substance, source, and supply of all things. But we have created the rules that choke out our supply, our experience, our limited good, based on all kinds of conditions and circumstances that the universe runs by. And I say all of that not to make the world bad or the physical experience or anything, that because we created those rules and we participate in those rules, and so they are there. But what we know is that everything that in terms of thought forms that is holding the universe in place, so to speak, is there by either conscious or unconscious agreement, and it is simply held in place by a form of thought. And anything that's held in place by thought can be transformed by thought. So as we become aware and we say, well, I don't know why that rule exists and why that circumstance or condition is there, then we're able to examine, we're able to investigate, we're able to unearth, find out what the hidden belief is behind it, and transform it. So we're never in a game of saying, well, the spiritual is better than the physical. No, the physical is an expression or a mirror of the spiritual. So everything's connected. So we're never in a game of playing this or that. We're always in atmosphere of increasing our expansion of awareness of our oneness with the infinite. And so when we say that the universe has got all these rules, or the physical universe got all these rules, they're just rules that we made up. And we just get to make them again if we choose to, right? for our own lives and for each other as well. So this idea of abundance is key and central to this whole thing that we call New Thought, this idea that the universe is an infinite source of supply. And I said last week that there's a big distinction between our teaching of abundance and being in that source and supply and what has been called over the years and been labeled over the years as quote-unquote prosperity gospel. This is not about how to manipulate or trick the universe into giving you more good. That's not what we do here. Right? This is not about, well, if you tithe and give a blessing, then God will bless you double and all of that other stuff that, no. That's not what we're doing. This is about understanding vibrationally our connection with that substance of all things. That substance, if you look at that word, substance, that which everything stands on, right? Sub, underneath, stance, the place where the universe has its ground of being. That making sense? So the source from which everything stands on. So Ernest Holmes says something. He says, here and now, we are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we have to use? As much of it as we can embody. Emphasis is his in the Science of Mind text. How much of it can we use? How much of it may we have to use? As much of it as we can embody. It's all ours. It's all because God is all there is. And you were created from that source. So you can never be separate from it. You can't, nobody else can have, access to more of it than you can because they're not different than you. Right? But I want you to pay attention to this idea of embodiment this morning. That's what I'm going to dive in and focus a little bit. Here's another one. And he focuses on this term and this concept a lot in the Science of Mind text. He says, we become attracted to something that is greater than our previous experience by first embodying the atmosphere of our desire. The metaverse. How about that? How about the tie-in? William knows what it's about. Embodying the atmosphere, and it's true. Children do know what it is. They know how to embody the atmosphere of their desire, right? They know how to say, no, I want this toy, this ice cream, this whatever, and it is here and now, right? It's the embodiment of their desire. Ernest Holmes says, we first attracted to something that is greater than our previous experience by first embodying the atmosphere of our desire. Previously, he said, how much of something can we have, can we use? As much of it as we can embody. This concept of embodiment is key to not just understanding prosperity and the flow and the abundance of the universe, but everything in the Science of Mind. I remember when I was in practitioner training many years ago, and we were going around the table, and our teacher, my minister at the time, asked everybody to say, summarize the teaching in 2 words or less. And so we went around the room, and everybody was more or less, there was a common theme of people saying love, unity, oneness, things of this nature were the common or variations of those 3 words. It's pretty much what was about 20-something of us in the class. Love, unity, oneness, etc. Prayer, peace, wholeness. It came around to me, and I wanted to say something different. I wanted to really tune in, and I put my hand on the textbook, the Science of Mind textbook that we read, and I said, embodiment. Embodiment. The key to this teaching is embodiment. The summary of this teaching is embodiment. If we're not embodying it, it doesn't matter. It's just intellectual. It's just theory. It's just philosophy. And it's a beautiful philosophy. If you want a philosophy, this is a good one to have. But if you want to live it, then it's about embodiment, right? So we live, yes. And so we're going to break that down. What does that mean today? Embodiment is to be in the body, right? To incarnate. A Spanish word for meat, right? Carne. To embody the flesh. And body means, and the flesh means we take up space. So there's something about embodying the desire of, or embodying the space of our desire. There's something about how much of it can we use, as much as we can embody. It's as much as we can usefully or purposefully use in space, in time and space. Does that make sense? We can all imagine or dream of winning the lottery. We can all imagine or dream of what it would be like to have all of our needs met. We could all imagine and dream of doing whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want, which is kind of how Raymond Charles Barker, another great New Thought teacher, that's kind of how he defined prosperity. So what is prosperity? What is abundance? And he said, it's doing what you want, when you want, how you want it, right? Without any limitations. But it's another thing entirely. It's one thing to imagine and dream of such things. It's something else entirely to embody it. And I like to use this metaphor. If I forgot to bring one today, but if I had an apple or an orange here, just one, and I would say, now this orange, let's say, represents the abundance of the universe. Inside of this orange came from a tree which produced however many oranges, hundreds of oranges in its lifetime, thousands of oranges in its lifetime, and it came from that tree. And inside of this orange, if I open it up, I will find some seeds, and maybe there's a dozen seeds in there. And let's just say one of them actually is good to sprout and become a new tree. So out of this one orange, a singular item, represents the potential for maybe 6 or more, or a dozen more items out of it that are of its own kind, right? But let's just say one. So this one produces one, or let's say the one produces 2 or 3 trees. So this one produces a few more of its own kind. And then each one of those trees produces thousands, tens of thousands of oranges in their lifetime. And each one of those oranges has within it, you see where I'm going? So out of one object, we get the infinite abundance of the universe. You and I can hold that single orange that takes up space in the universe. Now, what Ernest Holmes is saying here, and what the Science of Mind and New Thought teaching has said, is that we're surrounded by this infinite intelligence that is always flowing through us, and that we can have, he says, as much as we would like, as much as we can embody, as much as we can embody. So if we say, okay, you can have as much as you want, go ahead, have as much as you want. In fact, the universe is going to deliver as many oranges as you want to your front lawn every day. Right? I said, no, thank you. Right? But whatever it is for you, the orange is just a symbol, right? Now, you start eating them. You start, you're using the peels and squeezing them to make cleaning products or whatever you're doing. You're trying to use every bit and trying to incorporate all of this. You're giving them away to friends. You're doing all this stuff. And still, the universe, every single day, a new truckload of oranges on your front lawn. A new truckload of oranges on your front lawn. A new truckload of oranges on your front lawn. What happens to the ones that are sitting on your front lawn that you can't possibly get to yet because you don't have the system to eat, to share, to give away, to turn into something else, to creatively do something with, because you've only got your 2 hands or your family, or maybe you employ some people, but at some point there's more oranges coming in than you can do with, right? So what happens to those that are still sitting on the front lawn? They go back to the earth, they rot. They go back to the earth, they rot, they spoil. So they do not fulfill their usefulness in terms of your life, in terms of wanting all of this flow. The point of that metaphor is, it's only as much as you can embody. It has nothing to do with the infinite flow of the universe. The infinite flow of the universe is always there. But a whole pile of oranges rotting on your front lawn does you no good unless you have the method and the means to put them into practice, to put them into use, to put them into circulation, to put them into, if it was apples, it would be to make pies or whatever else, or jam or what. It doesn't matter what it is, right? But the embodiment is the key, not the flow of the universe. The flow of the universe is always there, but how much can you put into practice? How much can you put into useful circulation through your effort, through your mentality, etc.? That's what we're talking about here. So the Science of Mind says we live in this universe of abundance with extravagant expressions of life, and yet many times we only allow a small trickle into our lives. Our consciousness is the law of our life. What fills our consciousness? Consciousness is the law of our life. What is filling our consciousness? Do we have rules about what God wants, or what God wants for us, or what we want from God? Do we believe that money is sacred and spiritual? just as sacred and spiritual as anything else? Do we believe that we have value and worth, that we're entitled to live well? Do we believe that we shouldn't live as well as others for this reason or that reason? What is it that is embodying our and filling our consciousness? Because whatever the answer to those questions, and many more, we could sit here and ask questions all day long about our thoughts about money, our thoughts about wealth, our thoughts about receiving good, our thoughts about living a good life, whatever that is for each one of us. Right? I did an exercise a couple weeks ago where I asked you to imagine, let's do it again just because it's so good, and you might not have been here. Because everything that happens here is really good, and you want to be here all the time, right? Catch it online later if you need to, but it's always available to you. Catch the podcast, catch the whatever it is, but you understand. But we did this, and I said, imagine what your ideal salary is. That if you're still in your working life, working towards retirement, what would it be? What would the salary be where all of your needs are met? Feels good, you feel worthy, you feel recognized for your talents and your education and your contribution, whether you're entrepreneur working for yourself or whether you're in a corporation or whatever the case may be. Right? Just imagine what the number is. So this much is coming in annually to my bank account. When you got it, say got it. Got it? All right. So you got that number. Now, multiply it times 5. And just be with how that feels. Because that will begin to unearth where the work is in terms of feelings of worthiness, in terms of feelings of embodiment. How much is too much? Why is that the case in your mind? And it doesn't have to be compared to anybody else's. Because in this room, if I could see the numbers floating above your head, there would have been a wide variety of numbers. And for some, the numbers would have been, that might be the number that somebody else is actually getting right now. And for others, the number would be a number that, we just haven't seen. People in this room, maybe athletes or movie stars or something, kind of a number. But it doesn't matter what the number is, just like it doesn't matter the oranges on the lawn. It's when we see ourselves filled up and say, oop, that's too much. Oop, that's overflow. Oop, that's whatever that is. And then what are the feelings behind that? As we begin to examine those feelings, we begin to unearth and we begin to understand what's regulating the flow of abundance in our current life, at our current salary, at our current level of giving, flow, and experience. In a wonderful book called This Thing Called You, Ernest Holmes says, when a problem confronts you, take it into the silence of your consciousness. Instead of thinking of the problem, think of the answer. God does not have problems. I love that. God does not have problems. Therefore, the divine mind is the answer to every human problem. Principles don't have problems. Problems are solved by being under the control or the influence of principle. The problem is dissolved as the principle flows through it to correct the answer. When we have a challenge in our life and something's not flowing, whether it's financial good or something else, when there's something that's challenging our experience of what we would consider abundance, joyful, happy living, whatever that is for you, then he says, don't contemplate the problem, contemplate the answer. And what he's teaching there in that passage is embody the answer. Allow yourself to sit in the awareness that all of your needs are met, that there's a flow and an energy and a capacity for everything to be handled in such a way that it would expand your own imagination of what's possible. And then be in that energy. Because God in principle doesn't have problems. It only has the solution. So allow yourself to be in that solution such that you begin to walk in it. You begin to talk in it. You begin to feel it. And this isn't about ignoring problems. This isn't about being deaf to circumstances or conditions. But it's about holding a vibration so that when you walk into that situation, when you walk into that dynamic, when you confront the situation again, your energy is transformed. Therefore, you begin to see new things. You begin to see solutions that weren't there before because you ever been in something? I know you have. You ever been so hot and so mad that you couldn't see rationality? Right? Happens in relationships all the time. One person gets so hot and so mad that you just can't see straight, literally can't see straight. Right? When we're holding an energy or vibration that is filled with problems, filled with worry, filled with doubt, then we can't see possibility. We can't see flow. We can't see the abundance of the universe because we're occupied with all of that energy. So Holmes is simply saying, he's not saying dismiss problems or challenges. He's saying, but contemplate solutions, contemplate the answer, contemplate the presence of God so that your vibration has changed so that when you confront the problem, you begin to see differently. You following what I'm saying? This is how to step into the flow of the universe. In another passage, he says this. He says, here we meet difficulties, uncertainties, and doubts, barriers, walling our passage to a greater life. But we must not be discouraged when so confronted. We must climb over the rocks of unbelief, pass around the barriers of doubt, and plunge into the stream of good with faith. The stream will ever widen. The barriers will gradually disappear. Though we walk through the plain and the valleys of indecision and doubt, the stream will still carry us back to the ocean of our being. To the ocean of our being. And so when we give ourselves permission to simply step in the flow, give ourselves permission to contemplate solution, give ourselves permission to know that in God there are no problems, you open yourself up. And solutions begin to appear. As we recognize that consciousness is this creative element in our lives, that we're totally connected with this infinite source of good, we realize that prosperity comes from within us. It doesn't come from without. It's not about, there's a lot that has been made over the last many years, and the book and the movie and all of the different things about the law of attraction and it being a secret and all of that nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. And if it and I know Michael was in it, but I've talked with Michael about it. He was like, they called me at the last minute. We did this interview. I didn't even know what the whole project was. Right? And Ernest Holmes has a chapter in The Science of Mind called The Law of Attraction, but it's been taken and blown out of proportion because the law of attraction, I find the fundamental flaw with it is that it says that you have to attract to you something that's outside of you. But here's the thing. Your good isn't outside of you. Abundance isn't outside of you. Prosperity isn't outside of you. It's within you. So contemplating solutions, as Holmes said, that's about cultivating possibility, clearing the mind so that you can see what's already there. So you can see solutions that are already there. The law of attraction is always about getting something out there and trying to, attracting it like a magnet. They even use that metaphor in the film and stuff. Like you gotta magnetize it to you. You don't have to magnetize anything to you. It's already inside of you. It's more like it's a present. You got to find it and unwrap it. That's what you got to do. Forget the magnet, right? Unwrap the dang thing. It's already there, right? Yes? Because really it's about radiating that presence of possibility. It's about radiating it out from inside of you. And it comes down to being in alignment. Prosperity and flow is all about being in alignment with your heart's desire. Each and every one of us in this room, everybody watching online, everybody finding this message at some other point in time and space, has within them a heart's desire. And that heart's desire is to live a life of good, to live a life of service, to live a life in which you feel useful and productive, that your education, your background, that all of who you are as an individual is put to good use in the universe, that you are one of those oranges that isn't sitting rotting in the front lawn, but is put to good use in the universe, and that from that, all of your needs are met. From that, you have no worries. From that, you live a life of joy and peace and prosperity that you share with others, and that you are fulfilled in every way in your relationships. Am I getting to the point? Yes? Is that sounding about right? Your heart's desire is your greatest asset as you tune into what your heart's desire is. Not the particular things, not the red car or the this or the that, but tuning into the vibration and the essence of those things, of being of service, of how you can be fulfilled. Then the universe will begin to respond to that. The universe will not desire for anything to be left out from the fulfillment of its purpose. The universe does not desire that any aspect of its own being not be put to use. So if you say, I'm a portal through which the universal desire flows, I'm a vessel through which the universal essence flows, then the universe says, everything that's required for this portal to be fulfilled in every possible way is here now. And so as you contemplate heart's desire, you contemplate service. How can I be of maximum use to the good of God, to the good of the universe? It's going to look different for everybody. It's not about comparing to anyone else, but how would I serve my family? How do I show up in relationship? How do I show up in the company, business, or productive thing that I'm doing in the world at this particular time? All of those things will begin to open up for you the portal of possibility. There's a story in a book called Journey to the East, Herman Hesse, right? Herman Hesse, Journey to the East, and there's a character in that story. Anybody know the story? Great classic book. If you don't know it, I suggest you get it. And in that story, there's the character Leo. So the story is like this. The story is a bunch of individuals who are going on a pilgrim to the East. They're in the search of ultimate truth. And there's a narrator who sort of dictating the journey of these pilgrims through time and space, across geography. Some of it's real places in the world, and some of it's imaginary. And at first their trip is joyful and enlightening and a wonderful experience. But then at some point the journey runs into a crisis. They come to this mountain, this apparent obstacle in their way. And this individual, this servant that had been with them all along, a character named Leo, he'd been the camp cook, kept all the silverware in order and set up camp and served everybody. He was described as happy and pleasant and handsome, beloved by everyone, having rapport with the animals and with every bit of nature that they were interacting with. He had disappeared. And they get to this mountain. Leo's nowhere to be found. And out of their anxiety and their questioning and their searching, they turn to bickering. They turn to complaining. They turn to attacking each other. And then they even turn to accusing Leo of doing things. They can't find the spoon, for example, or other objects to cook their meals, and they assume that Leo has taken them, that he's abandoned them and he's taken their things. And spoiler alert, if you're going to go out and buy the book, all of the objects are there. None of them are missing. Right? They're all there. And they just assumed that he took them. And the journey, the end of the story, the pilgrimage breaks apart, and the people go home. And one of them goes to find Leo. And they go on this lifelong quest to find out where Leo is. And when they find him in his own hometown, and they find out he's this very important individual. He's this sage. He's this wise being. And yet they thought he was a servant all along. They said, well, how come we never knew who you really were? And he said, because I was just in service to your quest. I was just in service to your journey. That was all I needed to be, right? But it was you who, out of not understanding the way the laws of the universe work, she began, I didn't ruin your journey, you ruined your journey. Right? Consciousness, your own consciousness produced those results. But if you had been in the flow of service, if you'd been in the flow of joy, if you'd been in the flow of serving each other, you would have found all the objects. I didn't take anything. You would have continued on your journey. You didn't really need me. You would have fulfilled your destiny, because your destiny wasn't in finding the ultimate truth out there somewhere. Your destiny was finding the ultimate truth right where you were, in service to each other. You see. As you serve each other, then you fulfill the law. Leo is a powerful reminder of when we forget the greater vision, that we are in service to each other as humanity, that we can devolve into chaos, into bickering, into accusing, into warring with each other. And eventually the whole journey falls apart. I can't help but watch the news on occasion and think of the fact that we've lost Leo, right? We've lost Leo, and we say, well, but this person took this, and that person took that, and that person did this wrong, and we've just forgotten. Leo has nothing to do with it. We're here to remember that we're here to serve each other. As we understand that our consciousness is the cause of our life, and we recognize that the only work that we need to do is to clear our consciousness of congestion and restriction, then the flow of the divine returns. Yes. And so we just need to get our own, as Emerson said, ego-bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits. We just need to show up. We just need to show up and start to flow again. Get out of our own way and serve in God's way. And so I'm so grateful for this community and the ways that we are showing up. Of course, we're at Pride this weekend. We have teaming up with Rim Fellowship and TFAM South that are in Jackson, Mississippi right now, have been since yesterday. And then Shannon and Rev Jean and I are going again tomorrow for the next Memorial Monday march with Bishop William Barber. Will be there for 2 days, meeting with our friends from TFAM. As we show up in service to each other, then all of our needs are met. You live a life of flow. You live a life of how can I show up today to be big enough to allow that which Spirit would have done through me today to happen. You see how that's different than how many emails do I have to answer and what is the laundry and this. And the fear is, and I know I've had it in my own life over the years, like, well, if I showed up that authentically, I remember when I first heard this, I was at a practitioner retreat or something like that, and there was, I think it was Michael and Michael Beckwith. I say Michael, everybody's like, who's Michael? You know, the one. Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith from Agape in Los Angeles, and he was teaching, and he said, just show up every morning to your altar, and the only thing you need to do is, how can I serve? The only thing you need to do is ask, how can I serve today? How can I serve today? And at the time, I was in my 20s, and I was in college, and I thought, I got these papers to write, and these books to read, and this to do, and that to do, and, financial aid to figure out, and how can I can't just show up and ask that question. Michael doesn't know my plight. He doesn't know what I got on my agenda, right? And we were in this retreat, and he said, just sit with that. So I sat with it, and I just went, oh, if we just stay in that place and say, how can I serve? What we'll discover is that all of our needs are met through the process of serving. And if there's something in you that doesn't believe that, then that's the place to examine. Because why is it that I would believe in a God that would have me serve others while my own needs go unmet? Right? Why is it that I would believe in a God that would have me give myself of service to others and then not have enough rent to pay the bills or enough this or enough of that or whatever it is that we're concerned about in our material world? What kind of God is that? If we believe in a God that is all that there is, then in that service, and maybe that being of service is getting the laundry done. Maybe that service is serving yourself. Maybe that service is saying, let me take care of my needs today so that I can be more available and I won't be encumbered by the stress, the worry, the doubt, the fear, the uncertainty. Let me show up for myself today because I'm part of the universe too. Let me show up in service to this vessel, make sure all my needs are met, and then make myself available to others. Maybe some days that's the way it shows up because there is no you and somebody else. There's only the one. Are you following what I'm saying? Let's take a deep breath. Let's anchor into our affirmation again. Being an outlet of universal abundance, you are created through the infinite source. All that you are in carbon matter, in spiritual mind, in spirit body, all that you are is the substance of God. And you're a portal through which that substance pours itself and articulates itself as your personality, your ways of being, your perspective, your opinions, your style, the way that you love and the way that you laugh and the way that you cry and the way that you connect with humanity. You are not just a portal, you're a unique portal. Now, there's a part of God that wouldn't be fulfilled. There's a part of the universal intelligence that wouldn't be fulfilled if you weren't here. God saw need for you, and therefore you appeared. Breathe that in. I'm an outlet of universal abundance. As I know this, as I articulate this, as I feel and embody this, I now allow that universal abundance to flow freely in my life. Let's say the affirmation together. I am an outlet of universal abundance. I now let this universal abundance flow freely in my life. Again, I am an outlet of universal abundance. I now let the universal abundance flow freely in my life. Again, I am an outlet of universal abundance. I now let the universal abundance flow freely in my life. And so it is, and so we let it be. Ashe, amen, God bless, and so it is.
Indeed. So powerful. So yes, it is Gay Pride here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm so grateful that we had Dale Williams there yesterday and Shannon Pruitt and Jean Bell putting all of it together. So I wanted to revisit that that day we had yesterday and today. Yeah. Who cares who you love as long as you love, as long as you love. Amen. Who cares who you love? As long as you love, as long as you love. Love between a man and a woman. Love between a man and a man. Love between two women, it's all a part of life. Some people find it hard to understand. Who cares who you love? As long as you love. As long as you love, right? Yeah. Who cares who you love? Put your hands together. As long as you love. Be with me now. As long as you love. Love is every color of the rainbow. Love for each family hand in hand. Love instead of fear. The choice we make is clear. In this moment I take a stand. Who cares who you love? As long as you love, as long as you love. Who cares who you love? As long as you love, as long as you love. Who cares who you love? As long as you love, as long as you love. Who cares who you love? As long as you love, as long as you love, yeah. And we've got more people out there today, so we want to make sure we send energy to them if we can't be there with them directly. And once again, thanks to Dale Williams and his team of volunteers from our community. Yes.
And let's give another hand to Reverend David for this wonderful message that he brought us. And as we leave this place, be sure that you're an orange that's put to good use. Be in service to each other. So it's time to acknowledge our first-time visitors. Anybody else? If this is your first time at SLCA, we invite you to stand so that we may welcome you. Our ushers are handing you a gift just for you. Please join a welcome ambassador for fellowship in the lobby following service. Thank you for choosing the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta as part of your celebration today. As we enter our time of grateful giving, we want to thank each of you that faithfully gives to SLCA. It is because of your contributions that we can continue to spread our message of oneness. If you're inspired by this message today, please consider becoming a recurring pledger or give what is on your heart. You can conveniently text your gift to 404-800-9467. You also may use your credit card on our website or by using the digital program with the QR code displayed on the screen. If you wish to give by cash or check, our ushers will be coming through the aisles shortly to receive your contribution. As you hold your pledge card or gift to your heart, please join me in saying our grateful giving affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
Connect, grow, serve, and give, living life where you belong. Connect, grow, serve, and give, loving everyone. You belong, you belong, you belong.
Hello, all you beautiful embodiments. I'm Mally Lapete. My pronouns are she and her, and I gladly serve on the creative arts team here at SLCA. Let's go through some announcements. Are you excited? Yes. October is filled with so many great opportunities to connect, grow, serve, and give at our center. For more information about today's announcements as well as opportunities, please take a moment to scan the QR code found either on the back of the seat in front of you or the one displayed on your monitor. You may also visit our information wall in our lobby. We'd like to thank our loyal pledgers and each of you that faithfully give to SLCA. Our weekly email newsletter on Monday is a wonderful way to stay connected with SLCA during the week. If you're not getting the email, the newsletter, and would like to, talk to me after the service and I'll show you how to get it. We've made it easier for you to connect to SLCA spiritual education with our website, newthoughtheducation.com. Check our website to register now for educational opportunities. Our classes are offered in person, Zoom, and on demand. Got you covered. Join us Saturday the 29th, that's the last Saturday of October, at 6 p.m. right here for game night at SLCA. Bring your favorite game and snack to share, as this will be a fun-filled evening. Yes, I can't wait. Come grow with us and join Adult Study. Our practitioners-led group meets every Sunday morning in person and on Zoom from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We are thrilled to welcome back our friend Cynthia James on October 16th. You won't want to miss the amazing Sunday service titled Finding Your Voice, based on her new book, Does My Voice Matter? This book is available for purchase today after the service. Will our practitioners please make yourself known both in person and in the online chat at this time to be recognized? Thank you. We welcome each of you in need of prayer to remain in the room or reach out to a practitioner online for one-on-one prayer with a licensed practitioner. In-person practitioners will be available on both sides of the sanctuary this morning after the service. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. May your week be filled with love, peace, and happiness. You belong.
Thank you so much, Mally. What a great way to close our service. I invite you to stand up and sing along with us. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. Yes, we do. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We see a world that works for everyone. Yes, we do. We see a world that works for everyone. everybody. Please stick around and enjoy hospitality. Have a great weekend.
SLCA.